Alright, Shalom. And will praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Give double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. It's Makazar from Trinidad Camp. So I want to do a quick edification for the elect's sake. Alright, now just running off of the incident with that happened currently with Elder Yaradan from the Atlanta camp. That is a sad thing to see, but hey, it is what it is, basically. We in this flesh, and you're gonna have men that you actually taught to be brothers, but at the end, when it turns out really and truly, when the Most High shed that light, they really want brothers to begin with. Alright, they weren't brothers. Alright, they weren't part of that hopefully elect. And we just had to face that fact. Alright, so just want to go into them scriptures real quick. This is Psalms 127 verse 1. Except Yahweh build a house, they labor in vain that build it. Except Yahweh keep it the city, the watchman wake it up in vain. So yeah, so if the Most High not done with this program, guess what? It wouldn't stand. And we know that the Most High dealing with the apostles of Great Millstone. But then we had to take this individually now. We all trying to build a house. But if we ain't sincere about what we're doing, guess what? We laboring in vain. We all laboring in vain if we ain't doing this thing sincerely from the heart. Because the scripture said the Most High tried the heart. So you might act outwardly, alright, to be righteous, to be a brother, to be sincere, to love this work. But guess what? Inwardly, there's not really what you want. Inwardly, there's not really what you want. Alright? And the Most High in the process of revealing men like that. The insincere men in the truth, the Most High revealing them, the Most High weeding them out. Because all the Lord wants is that cluster. Alright? This is Isaiah chapter 5. Isaiah chapter 5 verse 2. It says, and he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof and planted it with the choicest vine and built a tower in the midst of it and also a winepress therein. So now that is just the point I wanted to bring on. Now the Lord said what? He took out the stones thereof. The stones back there was talking about the other nations. But now, what the Lord doing? The Lord getting rid of the stones in Israel. The one who he don't what the scripture said in 2nd Ezra that he took a grape of the cluster. One grape of that cluster. The scripture said one righteous is better than the multitude of unrighteous children. So if you're in this truth and you just faking the funk as the apostles say, you insincere about this, the Most High gonna get rid of you. All that work you're putting in, that act you're acting, guess what? The Most High seeing straight through that. It might catch brothers' eye, it might bedazzle brother, it might wow them like, hey, this brother have plenty knowledge. Having knowledge and having wisdom is two different things. Knowledge is knowing, wisdom is applying. So you could have plenty wisdom. Scriptures talk about a man that a fool that keepeth the laws better than one that have great understanding and breaketh it. Alright? So you have to be sincere about this thing. This thing had to come from the heart. This thing have to come from the heart. Alright? This is Philippians. This is Philippians chapter 1. Verse 15, it says, some indeed preach Yahushai, even of envy and strife. So you preach Yahushai out of envy and strife. Meaning you doing this probably to look better than another brother. Probably didn't have much in your life. Probably you realize that, hey, the apostles getting plenty shine, plenty views on YouTube. So you doing this for popularity. This ain't about popularity. We're doing this for our salvation. This is not about our own personal gain other than the glorifying of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The Lord tell Peter that guess what? When he was a child, he went wherever he wanted. But then when he grew old, another had to hold him by the hand and lead him where he want not to go. And he said this signified him glorifying Yahweh in his death. So now you come in this truth. Are you looking for your glory? You think you're ready to die to glorify the Lord? You make up your mind to die for this. The man that ready to die for this is the man that made up his mind. Guess what? There is everything that he have. That is a sincere man. A sincere man will love the brothers fervently. A sincere man will do the works of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai without thinking of himself first. The scriptures talk about them that hazarded their life for the Lord, that put their life at harm. Alright? Not choosing strategic places to go and preach where you don't have much people and where you know that people who know you mightn't see you. Guess what? You're ashamed of the works. And you ain't being sincere. So you need to get with that spirit. The sincere brothers is the one who gonna stand out. That is them is the ones who remain in until the end. And even to be taken up in the chariot, because it might have some men like Nate, and all them other men, bubble like Blackfish. The Most High might just reserve them until the end to destroy them. So it's not really only to remain until the end, it's to make it in the kingdom. That is the names who gonna be manifest. That is the sincere ones. The men who in this for the Lord's sake and not their own sake. The men who not in this truth and being two-minded. That is the ones who gonna stand out in that day. Alright, going back. Philippians 1 verse 15. Some indeed preach Yahushua Mashiach, even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. So yeah, it have some of goodwill, but how you gonna decide? The Most High is the one who gonna decide. The Most High is the one who try the hearts. The Most High is the one who manifests the intents of the heart. Most High is the one who declaring it. Alright? So it's only a matter of time before it start to show up. And they see the apostles have years under their belt. So you've seen that, guess what? These are sincere men. These men genuine about the truth. These men are choice jewels. The scriptures talk about the Lord making up his jewels. Guess what? Apostle Taha, Apostle Rakah, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ariam, they prove themselves. It's up to us to prove ourselves now. Mainly to the Most High. Stop trying to pour an act on the camera to fool brothers. That ain't gonna work. The Most High seen through that. The Most High gonna reveal you in front of them brothers. Alright? That you wasn't sincere. Stop looking at this work like it's something to gain popularity or views on YouTube. It's not about that. It's about making the word known. It's about waking up the elect. Alright? Paul said what? He said, if I do this thing sincerely, I go receive a crown. But if against my will, you understand? He says, woe is me if I preach not this gospel. So you can't do this thing against your will. You have to do this thing sincerely. Stop doing it for your own sake, for your own benefit, because it don't work that way. This is for the sake of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Not for strife and vainglory, trying to be better than the other brother, trying to impress another brother. No, it don't work that way. It's to impress the Most High. Galatians 1 verse 6. Alright? It says, verse 16, the one preached Mashiach of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds, but the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the ministry of the gospel. What then, notwithstanding, every way, whether it be in pretense or in truth, Mashiach is preached, and I therein do rejoice. Yea, I will rejoice. So yeah, Yahushua is preached, because your disbelief, Salakia, your disbelief actually gonna make somebody else believe. So you preaching to and not even benefiting yourself. You waking up the elect and couldn't even wake yourself up. Because if you were woken up, then you would have noticed this is the truth, and then you would have known to be sincere. Stop fucking up. Alright? There's not the time for that. We are the end. Search within yourself and find that sincerity and go out and do the works of the Most High, not your works. This is Acts. The book of Acts chapter 5 verse 34. Then stood up there one in the council, a Pharisee named Gamaliel, a doctor in the law, had in reputation among all people, and commanded to put the apostles forth a little space, and said unto them, so like he said, let the apostles and them go by themselves a little bit. Let me talk to all in private. All right, let me reason with you all, men of my own stature. Let me reason with you all. Let these apostles do hear what we're gonna discuss. All right. And he said, ye men of Israel, take heed to yourself what ye intend to do as touching these men. For before the days arose up, Theudas, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain, and all as many as obeyed him was scattered and brought to naught. And after him arose Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him. He also perished. And all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed, smite the shepherd, and the sheep will scatter. Alright? Now guess what? If, let me say, you're the camp leader, second in command, third in command, men looking up to you, and you being insincere, and men seeing that you're being insincere, and they say, all right, well, let me just follow this guy. This guy he just on glam, he just on fame, so let's follow him. Now guess what? When you get smitten, whether by men or by the Most High, and these men scatter, guess what? That really upon your head, because you didn't teach them about the fear of the Most High. You just taught them about glamour. You just taught them about being for themselves and not for the Lord. Not being sincere. But guess what? If it had sincere ones in that camp, it would be manifest, because they would continue going out and doing the Lord's work. Alright? Going on. Verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of Yahweh, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight against Yahweh. So like Nate and all these men, hey, it's only a matter of time before it's gonna be revealed that the Most High dealing with them. Alright? It's gonna be revealed. Alright? Especially when you're in the truth and you actually, talking shit about sincere brothers, men who for the truth. You coming again, you trying to add affliction to their bonds. They don't been afflicted already, but you adding your own affliction onto it. Guess what? Be aware, lest it be found to be fighting against the Most High Bashemi and Shai. The sincere men of the Lord. Alright? Not supposed to be doing that. Be sincere. Stop doing this thing like it's for your own gain. Alright? It says Romans. This is Romans chapter 16 verse 17. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. Alright? So when you realize like it's just emulation going between the camp, because one brother trying to be better than another brother, one brother trying to look better than another brother, it all goes back to self-glory. I don't work that way. The Lord say avoid these men. Look at Nate. Everything Nate does is to put himself on a high pedestal. Now the higher you go, the harder you will fall. Alright? Because pride don't work in this truth. Alright? Stop doing this work as though you are the ones who actually gonna benefit. They used to spread the word of the doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai said, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish it. Never to do my own will. Because when he prayed in Gethsemane, he said what? Not according to my will, but thy will. So this whole thing we're doing here is for the Most High's sake, not ours. Do this thing sincerely or just don't do it at all. Stop doing the works if you're doing it for fame. Because at the end of the day, it's only your own self you're going to fuck up. Basically. Alright? Stop doing that. This is 2 Ezra chapter 14 verse 34. It says, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding. Yeah, subdue your own understanding. Forget doing this thing about your own self. Psalms 40 and 8, delight to do the Lord's will. Alright? If you subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, you will be kept alive. And after death, you will obtain mercy. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. Then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Because guess what? During the resurrection, the scripture talk about the first resurrection. Alright? That is when we enter into the kingdom, hopefully, that we part of the hopefully elect. Alright? The ones that enter into the kingdom, guess what? Their names will be in remembrance. That these are the sincere ones. But the 2/3, their name ain't gonna be remembered for entering into the gates of the city. The scripture says, blessed is he that enter into the gates of the city. Alright? So if you think your insincerity, you making clean the outside, fooling the most side, it don't work that way. You only fooling yourself. Because eventually spiritual men gonna see straight through that buffoonery. Alright? So the scripture said, let's see if I could find that real quick. Spare me 1 second. Anyways, I can't find it right now, but what he said is alright, I can't find it right now, but basically when the disciples, they were rejoicing and said, Lord, even the devils, alright, are subjected unto us. Yahushua told them, hey, don't rejoice for that, but rejoice that your name is written in heaven. So don't rejoice because, hey, you do something, and and like, because you need truth, alright, so people see that you can cast out devils. Don't do the truth, don't do the works because of that. Do the works because you know that you're seeking to have your name written in heaven. Rejoice of that. Rejoice that you're gonna have a chance to make it, because you do the Lord's will sincerely. That is where you had a rejoicing. Alright? That is the joy. Not joy that people notice and you're getting to sit in the upper seat. Nah, it don't work that way. Alright? The last scripture here. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16. After that verse 71. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of your houses. Then they shall be known who are my chosen, and shall be tried as gold is tried in the fire. So the Lord said, then during the time of tribulation, then you're gonna be known who are my chosen, and onward. So when you might watch a brother and say, this brother look like a diligent brother, this brother look like he loved the Most High, probably just doing it for himself. Alright? Hey, we're supposed to be diligent for the Lord's sake, not so that men could notice us. Forget doing things for the Lord's sake. For your sake, Slack. Forget doing things for your sake and do it for the Lord's sake. Forget doing it to gain, popularity among the women. Forget doing that. Alright? Forget doing things that having high admiration among the brotherhood. Forget doing that. But seek to do the Lord's will. Scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you. If it's glorious seeking, you will get in the kingdom, but do the Lord's work first. Alright? Do the Lord's work first. Be sincere about this. Love this work. Don't do this work just for fame. Don't do this work just so that you can gain money from people or wherever the case is because you're probably a campaign and people look up to you because you have plenty knowledge and you're robbing brothers. Don't do it because of that. Do it because you love doing this work. Don't let the things that you can receive be the reason you stay in this truth. Stay in this truth because of the love of and fear for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright? And with that, I want to give our praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makazar saying Shalom.